Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. And for you guys is another Indiana Jones video. I haven't really done an Indiana Jones video in quite a while. I think the last one I did was about the brand new Indiana Jones game by Bethesda, which is apparently going to have microtransactions. But today I kind of want to talk about Indiana Jones, Tintin, and Uncharted. First and foremost, Indiana Jones 5. The last one, Indiana Jones 4, or The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, came out in 2008. So that's well, it's a long time. And we're finally going to be getting Indiana Jones 5, apparently, next year in 2022. Harrison Ford is confirmed to be Indiana Jones. There's no Chris Pratt, no Shia LaBeouf, he ain't there. We do know that James Mangold, I'm looking at my phone here for reference, James Mangold is actually going to be the director, so he did The Wolverine in 2013, he did Logan, and a few other movies which I didn't see, but I'm sure they're good. But James Mangold is a really good Logan X-Men writer. I think he really did, or director. He did a really good job directing Wolverine and Logan. Really different. You know, one's PG-13, one's R. None of them are really for kids, but I think he really understands Wolverine, and I think that he will understand Indiana Jones. Now, Steven Spielberg did do Indiana Jones 1 through 4. He also did stuff like Tintin. He did Ready Player One. So, you know, Steven Spielberg has a lot of good films under his belt, too. There's a poop ton of movies that I love by that guy. But James Mangold, I think, will do a good job under the reins of Indiana Jones. John Williams, who did the score for the first 4 movies, I believe he is actually back. You know, of course, he did Star Wars and Jaws and pretty much anything you could freaking think of, he did, basically. And what can I say? You know, he's one of the best. And we also have news. This was yesterday. We found out that, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Phoebe, whatever the fudge, P. Waller-Bridge is going to be landing a role next to Indiana Jones. So that is what she looks like right there. So I don't know who that is. I've never freaking seen her in anything that I know of. I'm sure she'll be great. Of course, there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of the SJW crowd, a lot of the crazy people going to go, oh my god, it's a woman! It's a woman! You know, they're going to throw a little fit. And look, here's my stance on a woman joining Indiana Jones. I don't care who is joining Indiana Jones. If she's black, if she's, you know, a woman, it doesn't matter. We're all humans. It doesn't matter who's joining him. I think a lot of people are, oh my god, it's a girl! You know, it doesn't matter. If she's a good actress, I don't care what she looks like or how she acts, you know, unless she's good. But my whole stance on this is, I think it's complicated because they might have her become, you know, like when the Crystal Skull ended and Shia LaBeouf was going to put on the hat and Indiana Jones grabs it when he marries Marion. And we're all like, oh, thank Christ, you know, he's not Indiana. And I do think Shia LaBeouf is a good actor. I think Mutt Williams is a good character. So I wouldn't be opposed if he's in 5. I think that writing him out of the canon would kind of be dumb and kind of pointless. But having a woman take the reins of Indiana Jones, I don't care, you know, because Rey did it. You know, Ahsoka, there's so many good female heroes in, you know, film and just the medium franchises in general. I wouldn't really mind if she's written well. If she's just taken the hat because she's a woman, that's a different story. But if she earns that right, if she's a good character, you know, and I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I have a feeling that could happen in the very end, you know, because again, Harrison Ford's kind of effing old, and he can't be punching, kicking, and whipping people for much longer. You know, he's going to die soon. I don't want him to, but, you know, he's, what, like 79? You know, he can't be doing this much longer. He's done with Han Solo. And this is probably going to be his last Indiana Jones film, so they got to make it good. And John Williams, James Mangold, Harrison Ford, Phoebe or whatever, I think she's going to do a great job. I think they're all going to do good. But that's all we know so far about Indiana Jones 5. We don't know a title, we don't know an actual release date, but it is coming next year apparently. With all this, you know, stuff getting delayed left and right, I wouldn't be surprised. But you know, who knows what's going to happen. So moving on from Indiana Jones to Tintin. First and foremost, I want to ask Steven Spielberg, Peter Jackson, where the fudge is Tintin 2? Where is it? Just, where is it? That's all I want to know. You know, I don't care what happened to the Ark of the Covenant in real life. I don't care about that. I want to know where Tintin 2 is, alright? That's the pressing question on my mind. The Adventures of Tintin, or The Adventures of Tintin's Secret of the Unicorn, came out in 2011. And it did well with critics. It did well with financial, you know, box office. It's one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. It's easily one of my favorite animated films of all time. It's not a kid's film. It's an animated film. So if you know, it's PG, but it really, I think it should be PG-13. It is essentially, a lot of people go, oh, Tintin, that's Indiana Jones for babies. Well, no, it's Indiana Jones, but kind of better. I do think Tintin is better than Indiana Jones in terms of a franchise. I think having this, you know, intrepid boy, adult, I mean, he's an adult, he's like probably 20-something, you know, investigator, journalist, kind of, you know, getting involved with things he really shouldn't be getting involved with, and then, you know, that kind of escalates into a different story and different imaging and different, you know, all that stuff happening. I think it's a really, really good, it's a good franchise. Hergé is he was a great person, you know, and he actually wanted Steven Spielberg to do the movie, and The Adventures of Tintin is, like I said, it's one of my favorite movies of all time, and we need a friggin' sequel. But I think that if you haven't seen the Tintin movie, watch it. If you like Indiana Jones, if you like Uncharted, if you like adventure action movies with treasure, Tintin's it's the movie for you. If you want to, you know, see a good animated TV show, watch The Adventures of Tintin, the TV show. There's 3 seasons. It's on DVD, and it's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. It's really well done. It looks like a kid's show, but it's not. Trust me. I'm not going to explain it too much because this really isn't a Tintin-oriented video, but if you want me to do Tintin videos, tell me, but it's not a kid's show. It's an animated show. There's a big difference. And I do think that, you know, it's a great franchise for sure. And we need that Tintin 2, man. It's been, like Indiana Jones 4, a freaking long time, you know. 10 years, I think, for Tintin. It's pretty crazy. And, you know, I'm going to be watching the movie again tonight, hopefully at the time of recording this, I think I am, with my family. And, you know, it was a great movie when I saw it in theaters. You know, I was probably too young to see it in theaters because it's really not appropriate for kids. But I do think that it definitely is it's one of the best films I've ever seen in my life. So if you like these types of movies, I think you owe it to yourself. And going with the last topic of this video, Uncharted, with, of course, Nathan Drake. I played Uncharted 1, 2, 3, 4. I do not and I have not played the Lost Legacy. If you have played the Lost Legacy, don't spoil it, but I think it is around Nadine and that one girl from 4. Tell me, should I buy it? Should I play it? Because I really enjoyed Uncharted 1 through 4. My only issues with the games would be the lack of direction. There's a lot of, like, one instance in Uncharted 1 is, you know, the whole game kind of tells you, you know, as Nathan Drake, duck, take cover, avoid the damn bullets. You know, that's what you gotta do. So what do you do the whole game? You take behind cover and you cover shoot and you pop off guys, you know. But then the final boss, literally, I do that and I die. I think I died like 16 times in a row. I was ready to throw the goddamn controller through the screen. And then I was like, oh, you're supposed to rush him? That makes no sense, you know what I mean? Or like Uncharted 2, where you're supposed to run when a bridge is falling, but it doesn't tell you to effing do it. And I'm not stupid, you know? It's not like I need to be told run, or, you know, duck, or, you know, I'm not that dumb. But the lack of direction in those games, and it can be kind of the same with The Last of Us 2, or The Last of Us as well. I have not played Last of Us 2. I will not play Last of Us 2, let's just say that. I'm old-fashioned in a lot of ways. But I do think that, you know, Uncharted and Last of Us 1 kind of suffer from poor direction. But other than that, man, the graphics for Uncharted, the gameplay, the story, the writing, everything is just on point for those 4 games. And it's really, you know, it's a video game, sure, where it's Indiana Jones and Tintin are more movies and TV shows. You know, video games are the same exact medium. You know, you can achieve something with a video game that you can with a TV show or a film. And I think Uncharted did it really freaking well. And, you know, with the Tom Holland movie coming out apparently again next year, hopefully we'll get a trailer soon. I can kind of talk about that. But I think, you know, everyone freaked out. Tom Holland, oh my god. Now, my opinion on Tom Holland is he's a great actor, and he is my favorite Spider-Man, but he's in too many things. And I know that's how he gets money, but he's already probably a billionaire. You know, I mean, you don't play Spider-Man for like 6 movies straight and not be well off for the rest of your life, you know. So I do think, yes, he's a good actor, but I think, like Chris Pratt, like a few other actors, they're just in too much crap. You know, get some new guys in here. Get, you know, some fresh blood to make these movies. Don't just go, oh, Tom Holland, Tom Holland, Tom Holland. You know what I mean? It's like the dude's, I don't get it. You know, I know he doesn't age, but Jesus Christ, you're picking him for everything. So I do think that he will do a good job, though. You know, apart from saying that, this is apparently canon to the games. This is an origin story where he's a little younger, so that's why it's not, you know, my opinion on this Uncharted movie, this is, if I was directing, or if I was in charge or producing, or this is how I would do it. I would have, instead of having Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg and, you know, all those guys, again, I'm sure it's going to be a great movie, and I'm sure they're going to be a good cast pick, but what I would do is exactly the same way I'd make The Adventures of Tintin. They made The Adventures of Tintin, Jamie Bell and Andy Serkis playing Tintin and Haddock, right? They kind of look like them, but not too much, you know? So how do you make Jamie and Andy look like Tintin and Captain Haddock? Well, it's easy. You do motion capture. So yes, it's an animated movie, but whereas like the Lego movie, they're using computers and they're, you know, you can't have the minifigures, you know, Emmett and Wildstyle and Bennett, you can't have them actually move. But Uncharted, you know, it's a video game, so they do motion capture. So what, instead of just picking live action actors, just get Nolan North, you know, get the guy that played Sully and Nadine and all, just get them back and film it how they filmed Tintin in 2011, motion capture. That way you can have them, it's literally like watching a video game cutscene from Uncharted 1 through 4. And I think that would alleviate all of the crazy haters and all that. Just literally make it like Tintin, make it motion capture. The animation is like spot on at this point in 2021. It would basically look live action. And I think that they would do a really good job of that. So again, that's how I would do it, but I think, of course, we have to see a trailer. I have to see the movie and all that. You know me, I don't trust critics, I trust myself. But I do think that it will be a good movie. I think video game movies can kind of be shite sometimes, but I think Wreck-It Ralph, Ready Player One, freaking Assassin's Creed. Hell, I love Assassin's Creed. That's a great movie. There's just, Sonic the Hedgehog, Detective Pikachu. There's a lot of good video game movies out there. When you go forward with Indiana Jones 5 and the Uncharted movie, and hopefully Tintin 2, all of these genres with the adventure, action, treasure type thing, I think that they're really going to do a good job of this. So hopefully, again, tell me in the comments what you think. Do you want Tintin 2? Are you excited for Indiana Jones 5? Are you excited for the Uncharted movie? I'd love to know. Again, if you want me to make the separate videos talking about these, tell me in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video.